Hidden deep within the majestic peaks of the Himalayas lies a tradition so profound it has not only endured the test of time, but has also inspired countless lives around the globe. Tibetan Buddhism, a path rooted in wisdom, compassion, and spirituality, carries an essence that transcends borders, languages, and cultures. But how did this ancient practice, once confined to the secluded monasteries of Tibet, come to resonate so deeply with people from every corner of the world? What is it about Tibetan history and its spiritual heritage that continues to capture hearts and minds across generations? In this journey, we'll explore the extraordinary spread of Tibetan Buddhism. We'll trace its roots back to its origins in the 7th century, when King Songtsen Gampo embraced Buddhism and laid the foundation for what would become a rich and deeply influential tradition. From the brilliance of Padmasambhava, who brought tantric teachings to Tibet, to the rise of great monasteries like Jokhang and Samye, the history of Tibetan Buddhism is a tapestry woven with devotion, resilience, and enlightenment. We'll also uncover the trials faced by Tibetan culture, political upheaval, displacement, and the efforts to preserve its identity in exile. Through this adversity, Tibetan Buddhism emerged as a global spiritual beacon, and at the heart of this movement stands His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama, a symbol of peace, wisdom, and unwavering compassion. His teachings on mindfulness, interdependence, and the nature of happiness have touched millions, bridging the gap between ancient wisdom and modern life. Tibetan Buddhism's journey from the Himalayas to the world stage isn't just a story of survival. It's a testament to the power of spirituality to unite, heal, and transform. Whether it's the growing practice of meditation or the universal message of kindness, this tradition offers profound insights into the human experience. So, as we delve into the history and transformative impact of Tibetan Buddhism, let's reflect on how its teachings continue to inspire us to seek meaning, foster compassion, and live with purpose. Join us on this incredible exploration, a journey of the spirit, born in the mystic heights of the Himalayas and cherished by hearts across the globe. Tibetan Buddhism began its extraordinary journey in the 7th century, born from a meeting of cultures and beliefs that would forever shape the spiritual identity of Tibet. At its core lies a unique fusion of Indian Buddhist traditions, introduced by great masters like Shantarakshita and the indigenous Bon practices of the Tibetan Plateau. This merging of wisdom created a path unlike any other, a tradition deeply rooted in devotion, spiritual insight, and profound rituals. One of the pivotal figures in this transformative process was Padmasambhava, often referred to as Guru Rinpoche. His teachings and visionary practices laid the foundation for the tantric aspect of Tibetan Buddhism. He brought not just knowledge, but a living understanding of the mind and the universe, integrating profound meditative techniques with rituals that awaken both the heart and soul. Padmasambhava's legacy remains alive today, celebrated through sacred texts, chants, and the vibrant festivals of Tibetan culture. What sets Tibetan Buddhism apart is its deep reverence for the Lama, or spiritual teacher. The Lama is seen not merely as a guide, but as a living embodiment of wisdom and compassion, lighting the way for practitioners to achieve enlightenment. This relationship between teacher and student is a cornerstone of Tibetan Buddhism, fostering a connection that transcends intellectual learning and touches the essence of spiritual transformation. Another defining element is the practice of Tantra, a path of accelerated inner growth. Unlike more gradual approaches, Tantra offers profound techniques to harness the energy of the mind, transforming ordinary experiences into opportunities for spiritual awakening. These practices, while challenging, are deeply empowering, blending visualization, mantra recitation, and meditation to unlock the potential for enlightenment within each of us. But Tibetan Buddhism is not just about practices or rituals. It is a living philosophy that speaks to universal truths. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of all life, the impermanence of our existence, and the boundless potential of compassion to heal the world. These teachings, though rooted in ancient traditions, have found a home in modern times, offering wisdom and solace to people across the globe. As we look back at Tibetan history, we see a tradition that has faced immense challenges, from the political upheavals in Tibet to the displacement of its people. Yet, through it all, Tibetan Buddhism has not only survived, but flourished, inspiring millions with its message of hope and resilience. It is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit and the profound impact of spiritual wisdom. So, as we explore the rich history and teachings of Tibetan Buddhism, let's reflect on the ways this ancient path continues to guide us toward inner peace, compassion, and a deeper understanding of life itself. Join us on this journey and discover the timeless wisdom of Tibetan Buddhism, a legacy born in the sacred lands of the Himalayas and cherished around the world. At the heart of Tibetan Buddhism lies a timeless wisdom that guides practitioners on a journey of transformation and inner peace. Its teachings, rooted in the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, provide a clear framework for understanding the nature of suffering and uncovering the path to liberation. These foundational principles are universal in Buddhism, but within the Tibetan tradition, they are brought to life in ways that are as intricate as they are profound. The Four Noble Truths remind us of the inevitability of suffering, its causes, and the possibility of freedom through spiritual practice. The Eightfold Path offers practical guidance for ethical living, mental clarity, and the cultivation of wisdom, a path that Tibetan Buddhism illuminates with extraordinary depth and richness. Central to this tradition is the art of meditation, a practice that serves as the gateway to mastering the mind. Techniques like shamatha, or calm abiding, teach practitioners to develop focus and stability, creating a sense of peace amidst life's chaos. Meanwhile, vipassana, or insight meditation, goes deeper, unraveling the layers of illusion to reveal the true nature of reality. These practices are universal across Buddhist traditions, yet Tibetan Buddhism adds unique dimensions that set it apart. One of the most distinctive aspects of Tibetan Buddhism is its use of visualization. Practitioners often visualize deities not as external gods, but as representations of enlightened qualities within themselves. This transformative practice helps individuals connect with their inner wisdom and awaken their inherent potential for compassion and clarity. Chanting mantras is another hallmark of Tibetan Buddhism. These sacred sounds, repeated with devotion and focus, resonate with the practitioner's heart and mind, creating a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. Each mantra carries profound significance, serving as a tool to invoke specific energies and foster spiritual growth. Then there are the breathtaking mandalas, intricate, colorful designs painstakingly created with sand or painted by skilled hands. These sacred artworks are not merely decorative. They represent the cosmos in its purest, most harmonious state. Creating or meditating upon a mandala becomes a meditation in itself, a reminder of the beauty and impermanence of life. What makes Tibetan Buddhism so remarkable is how these practices intertwine. Together, they guide practitioners on a journey that nurtures not only the intellect, but also the heart and soul. It's a path that offers tools for navigating life's challenges, cultivating compassion, and realizing our potential for enlightenment. As we reflect on Tibetan history, we see a tradition that has preserved these practices through centuries of change and upheaval. From the serene monasteries of Tibet to meditation halls across the globe, these teachings continue to inspire and transform lives, bridging the gap between ancient wisdom and modern existence. Join us as we delve deeper into the practices and philosophies of Tibetan Buddhism, a spiritual tradition that has withstood the test of time, offering profound insights into the mind, the heart, and the nature of existence itself. The Chinese invasion of Tibet in 1950 marked one of the darkest chapters in Tibetan history, forever altering the course of its culture and spiritual legacy. It was a time of immense turmoil as the land that had nurtured Tibetan Buddhism for centuries faced political upheaval and oppression. For the Tibetan people, it was a moment of profound loss, of home, freedom, and the sacred spaces that had been the heart of their spiritual lives. Amid this crisis, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, along with thousands of Tibetans, was forced to leave their homeland, seeking refuge in India and beyond. The journey into exile was fraught with hardship, yet it became a turning point, a moment when the seeds of Tibetan Buddhism were carried beyond the Himalayas, planting themselves in new and distant lands. For the Tibetan refugees, exile was a test of resilience and faith. Many had to start their lives over in foreign countries, often in challenging circumstances. Yet even in the face of such adversity, they held on to their traditions with unwavering determination. The monasteries, texts, and practices they preserved became lifelines, not just for their community, but for a world that was beginning to take notice. This tragedy, however, proved to be an unexpected catalyst for the global spread of Tibetan Buddhism. The Dalai Lama, a symbol of peace and compassion, emerged on the world stage, sharing the teachings of his ancestors with people from all walks of life. His profound wisdom and universal message of kindness transcended cultural boundaries, resonating deeply with audiences far removed from the snowy landscapes of Tibet. Tibetan refugees also became ambassadors of their culture. Through their stories of courage and hope, they inspired others to explore the profound depths of Tibetan Buddhism. They established monasteries, meditation centers, and cultural hubs across the globe, breathing new life into ancient traditions. These spaces became sanctuaries for seekers of all backgrounds, places where the wisdom of the Himalayas could touch hearts and transform lives. Unique practices like mindfulness, compassion meditations, and the philosophy of interdependence began to spread, weaving their way into modern psychology, wellness, and spiritual exploration. Tibetan Buddhism, once confined to the remote mountain plateaus, became a source of inspiration and guidance for a global community seeking peace and meaning. The history of Tibetan Buddhism, especially during and after the events of 1950, is a testament to the power of resilience. What began as a tragedy evolved into a story of hope, a reminder that even in the face of great loss, the human spirit can find ways to flourish. The teachings of Tibetan Buddhism, rooted in compassion and wisdom, now reach millions worldwide, carrying the light of the Himalayas into every corner of the earth. Join us as we continue to explore the remarkable journey of Tibetan Buddhism, a tradition born in the heart of Tibet, preserved through adversity, and cherished as a global treasure of peace and enlightenment. The journey of Tibetan Buddhism to the West is a story of connection, transformation, and the timeless appeal of ancient wisdom. In the mid-20th century, as the world faced rapid change and spiritual seekers yearned for deeper meaning, Tibetan Buddhism began to find its way into the hearts of Western audiences. This was no coincidence. It was shaped by remarkable individuals who became bridges between two worlds. One of the most influential figures in this journey was His Holiness the Dalai Lama. His tireless efforts to preserve Tibetan culture, combined with his universal message of compassion and interdependence, captured the attention of a global audience. His teachings, rooted in centuries of Tibetan Buddhist tradition, resonated with people from all walks of life, offering profound insights into the nature of the mind, suffering, and happiness. Another key figure was Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, a visionary teacher who brought Tibetan Buddhism to the West with an approach that was both accessible and deeply authentic. Trungpa Rinpoche founded Shambhala International, a network of meditation centers that introduced practices like mindfulness and compassion meditation to a wider audience. His teachings emphasized living with dignity, mindfulness, and courage, making Tibetan Buddhism relevant to contemporary life. Pema Chodron, one of Trungpa Rinpoche's most devoted students, also played a pivotal role. A best-selling author and teacher, she has become a guiding light for countless Western practitioners, sharing teachings on topics such as fear, resilience, and the power of loving kindness. Her relatable style and compassionate wisdom have made Tibetan Buddhism approachable for beginners and seasoned practitioners alike. These influential figures laid the foundation for a flourishing movement in the West. Centers like Shambhala International and the Foundation for the Preservation of the Mahayana Tradition, FPMT, became vital hubs for learning, practice, and community. The FPMT, under the guidance of Lama Thubten Yeshe and Lama Zopa Rinpoche, has played a key role in preserving and transmitting Tibetan Buddhist teachings, ensuring their authenticity while making them accessible to a global audience. For many Western practitioners, encountering Tibetan Buddhism has been a life-changing experience. The teachings of mindfulness, the wisdom of the Four Noble Truths, and the transformative practices of Tantra have offered profound tools for navigating life's challenges. The emphasis on compassion, both for oneself and others, has been particularly impactful in a world often marked by division and uncertainty. As Tibetan Buddhism took root in the West, it didn't merely adapt to a new cultural landscape, it enriched it. Today, its influence can be seen in fields ranging from psychology and wellness to education and social activism. The wisdom of Tibetan Buddhism, preserved through centuries of tradition and carried forward by dedicated teachers, continues to inspire those seeking meaning, connection, and inner peace. This journey is a testament to the power of spiritual resilience and the universal appeal of compassion and wisdom. Tibetan Buddhism, with its rich history and transformative practices, has not only survived, but thrived in new lands, becoming a beacon of hope and enlightenment for the modern world. Join us as we delve deeper into this remarkable story, exploring the figures, teachings, and communities that have brought the light of Tibetan Buddhism to the West and beyond. As Tibetan Buddhism continues to gain popularity around the world, it also faces significant challenges that highlight the delicate balance between preserving its essence and adapting to new cultural landscapes. While its teachings on mindfulness, compassion, and inner peace have inspired millions, the journey of Tibetan Buddhism in the modern world is not without its complexities. One of the biggest challenges is the risk of commodification. In today's fast-paced world, mindfulness and meditation, deeply rooted in Tibetan Buddhism, have become buzzwords in wellness culture. These practices are often stripped of their spiritual and philosophical depth, repackaged as quick fixes for stress or productivity tools for the workplace. While their accessibility is a positive step, this simplification risks losing the profound wisdom that underpins them. Tibetan Buddhism is not merely a set of techniques. It is a comprehensive spiritual path that addresses the nature of suffering, the mind, and the universe itself. Another issue is the prevalence of misconceptions. Tibetan Buddhism is sometimes reduced to images of colorful prayer flags, chanting monks, or intricate rituals. While these are beautiful aspects of the tradition, they are only the surface. At its core, Tibetan Buddhism is a profound philosophical system, offering deep insights into impermanence, interdependence, and the path to enlightenment. Misunderstanding or romanticizing it as exotic can obscure the universal truths it seeks to convey. The process of cultural adaptation also brings challenges. As Tibetan Buddhism finds a home in the West, questions arise about how to maintain its authenticity while making it relevant to new audiences. Can centuries-old practices be adapted without diluting their essence? How can Western practitioners fully engage with this tradition while honoring its roots in Tibetan culture? These are complex and ongoing conversations within the Tibetan Buddhist community. It is also important to acknowledge that Tibetan Buddhism, like any tradition, is not without controversy. Debates around lineage, the role of the Lama, and the interpretation of certain teachings have sparked discussions among practitioners and scholars. These dialogues, while sometimes uncomfortable, are essential for the growth and understanding of the tradition in a modern context. Despite these challenges, Tibetan Buddhism's resilience is a testament to its profound relevance. Its teachings on compassion and wisdom offer timeless guidance, helping people navigate the complexities of modern life. At the same time, they invite deeper reflection on what it means to truly engage with a spiritual path, one that goes beyond surface-level practices to transform the mind and heart. As we continue to explore Tibetan history and its global journey, let's approach this tradition with curiosity and respect. It is not just a collection of ancient practices or philosophies. It is a living heritage, carried forward by practitioners who seek not only personal peace, but also the betterment of the world. By embracing balanced perspectives, we can better understand both the beauty and the challenges of Tibetan Buddhism. Let's honor its history, celebrate its teachings, and remain mindful of the responsibility we all share in preserving its depth and authenticity for generations to come. Why does Tibetan Buddhism resonate so deeply with modern audiences? In a world often consumed by chaos, uncertainty, and a relentless pace, Tibetan Buddhism stands out as a beacon of serenity and purpose. Its teachings, rooted in compassion, ethical living, and mental clarity, offer something profoundly needed in today's society: a path to inner peace and a way to reconnect with what truly matters. At the heart of Tibetan Buddhism is the value of compassion, not just as an abstract idea, but as a way of living. This emphasis on kindness, understanding, and empathy speaks directly to the struggles of a world divided by conflict and inequality. It reminds us that we are all interconnected and that true happiness arises not from material gain, but from the well-being of others. Its teachings on ethical living and mindfulness also align seamlessly with contemporary values. In an age where many grapple with stress, anxiety, and the pressures of modern life, Tibetan Buddhism offers practical tools for cultivating balance and mental well-being. Practices like meditation, loving kindness, and self-reflection provide a refuge from the noise, guiding people toward a deeper sense of purpose and harmony. One of the key reasons for its growing popularity is its accessibility in the digital age. Technology has opened doors that were once unimaginable. Online teachings from revered Tibetan lamas and meditation apps have brought the wisdom of the Himalayas to millions of homes worldwide. Streaming platforms, podcasts, and social media allow practitioners and seekers to connect with these teachings anytime, anywhere. This democratization of knowledge has made Tibetan Buddhism not only relevant, but also a vital part of many people's lives. Beyond technology, the influence of Tibetan Buddhism has also seeped into popular culture. Its timeless wisdom is reflected in films that explore themes of enlightenment and the human condition, in books that weave its philosophy into compelling narratives, and even in self-help movements that draw inspiration from its principles. These cultural expressions have helped introduce Tibetan Buddhist teachings to audiences who might never have encountered them otherwise, creating a ripple effect of curiosity and inspiration. But it's not just the accessibility or cultural resonance that draws people in, it's the transformative power of the teachings themselves. Tibetan Buddhism invites individuals to look inward, to confront their fears, and to cultivate the qualities of patience, resilience, and compassion. It offers a way to navigate the complexities of modern life while remaining rooted in timeless truths. This resonance is also deeply connected to the charismatic and wise figures who have shared these teachings with the world. The Dalai Lama, with his universal message of peace and compassion, continues to inspire millions. Teachers like Pema Chodron have made these teachings relatable, bridging the gap between ancient traditions and modern challenges. As we explore the history and impact of Tibetan Buddhism, it's clear that its relevance today is no accident. It is a tradition that has adapted without losing its essence, offering guidance and solace to a world that so desperately needs it. Tibetan Buddhism is more than a philosophy. It's a path, a practice, and a way of being that continues to transform lives. Join us as we delve deeper into the enduring appeal of Tibetan Buddhism and uncover how its ancient wisdom continues to inspire, heal, and guide modern audiences on their journey toward inner peace and compassion. As Tibetan Buddhism continues to evolve, it stands as a profound bridge between the ancient and the modern, the East and the West. Its teachings invite us on a transformative journey, a journey that begins within, as we seek peace and understanding in our own hearts and radiates outward, fostering compassion for all beings. It is a tradition that speaks to the deepest parts of our humanity, reminding us of the interconnectedness of life and the boundless potential for kindness in each of us. In today's world, where division and unrest often overshadow unity and understanding, Tibetan Buddhism offers a way forward. It challenges us to pause, to reflect, and to embrace a way of living that prioritizes compassion over conflict, wisdom over ignorance, and connection over isolation. These teachings are not just for those on a spiritual path. They are universal principles that can guide humanity toward a more harmonious and balanced existence. The beauty of Tibetan Buddhism lies not only in its timeless wisdom, but also in its adaptability. It has traversed mountains, oceans, and cultural divides, resonating with people from all walks of life. It has embraced the tools of the modern age, technology, global platforms, and creative expressions to ensure that its message reaches every corner of the globe. And yet, through all this evolution, it has remained rooted in the core principles that have defined it for centuries. The question remains, can Tibetan Buddhism help guide humanity toward a more peaceful and harmonious future? The answer lies not just in the teachings themselves, but in how we choose to engage with them. Will we embrace their call to compassion and mindfulness? Will we take the time to sit in stillness, to reflect, and to connect with the deeper truths of existence? The path is there for those who are willing to walk it. As we conclude this exploration, let's carry forward the wisdom of Tibetan Buddhism, not as a relic of the past, but as a living tradition that continues to inspire and transform. Let it remind us that peace begins with us, and that even the smallest acts of compassion can create ripples of change in the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the rich history and enduring legacy of Tibetan Buddhism. If you found this exploration enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Together, let's continue to uncover stories that inspire, guide, and transform. Namaste, and may your path be filled with wisdom and peace.